What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in this video, we're going to be going over my recent clear of High Elves Faction Crypt number 21, fully 3-starring the High Elves Faction Wars, which is, I think this was my second one I completed after Barbarians. So I kind of wanted to share that with you guys, as well as I continue to try to grind through the Faction Wars and eventually get Lydia. It's kind of what we're working toward now. We're trying to get it done before March when they add the new faction in, or at least that's what they're saying. The new faction may come out sometime in March. Obviously, no idea if that's actually going to happen or not, but I'd rather not wait to find out that we're going to need to clear an entire new faction just to be able to get Lydia. I'd like to try to get her before that happens. So we've been putting a lot of work in toward these factions over the last couple of weeks, and I've been able to clear 2 so far, getting close on a couple of others. Also wanted to share this too, because this is kind of an interesting team we used here. I do not have Arbiter yet on this account. I'm very close to getting her, but I just, early on in my account, never paid much attention to her missions, so I've been playing catch up on that. I just actually finished doing all of the Ascend to 6-star missions on there, so now I have to go through, I believe it's level 17 dungeons and then level 20 dungeons, and do some clan boss damage, and we should have her pretty soon. Right now I'm on the 1,000 medals to upgrade a Great Hall to level 10. We have about 500 medals saved up, and we have our accuracy and magic about to go from 9 to 10. So should hopefully finish that up in a couple of days farming the arena. But getting back to this team, as I said, no Arbiter here, but we do have 2 Revivers with Reliquary Tender and also Battle Sage being able to put the Revive on Death buff on her teammates, which is pretty good. We are running Apothecary here just for speed boosting and a little bit of extra healing. And surprisingly, we do have a Pyxniel in this lineup, which is probably going to make a lot of people shake their heads, because by and large, she's viewed as one of the worst legendaries in the game, mainly because she takes 18 books to fill out her abilities. My Pyxniel has no books put into her. She's basically just to level 60. She got ascended with 1 star. I did do her masteries, which you'll see closer to the end of the video after we go through the run, but you're going to be kind of surprised with how well she performs. She does a really good job with crowd control throughout this run, and she also puts out a ton of healing. She's actually right up there with Reliquary Tender by the time this is over with the amount of healing she puts out with her continuous heal. It's actually pretty impressive. This team is not going to do a lot of damage. That's why this run is going to take so long. It's about just a little over 9 minutes. We have Battle Sage in there, who's going to be doing the bulk of our damage with her AoE. She's still kind of in her clan boss build from before when we were running her on the Bat Eater. I'm going to go over all the gear and the statistics on the champions, as well as the Great Hall, once this run is over with. So you'll kind of see we don't even really have great gear on this team, or great numbers on this team. Especially Apothecary. He's kind of not in a great spot with his gear because I haven't really used him much. Once I got Raglan on this account, he kind of became irrelevant, unfortunately. He is a pretty solid rare champion, but when you get a legendary like Raglan, who can pretty much do what he does a lot better, you kind of use her instead. So Lysandra is built up pretty well because I use her in my main Fire Knight 20 team, so she's here just to basically control the turn meter on the enemy team and not give them as many turns. But basically, this is kind of a war of attrition almost. We just have a lot of healing and a lot of support on this team, not a lot of damage. So this is kind of going to show you that even if you don't have the the crazy damage gear, the savage gear, and the crazy high damage dealers, you can still kind of get through this, taking a more like a slower approach that's more methodical, where you're just basically putting together a good team that can support each other and keep each other alive. And that's kind of what we have here. With the double revive in there just for insurance if anything happens. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit so it gets through to the end, and then once it's over with, we'll come back, talk about the run a little bit, and then go over all of the champions, take a look at their gear and their stats, and take a look at the Great Hall as well, so you kind of see how that affects this. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so you can see here that we were able to complete High Elf Crypt stage 21 with this kind of interesting team we were using here. Again, no Arbiter on my account yet, so I don't have her to a point where I could use her in this. You'll see some things that are kind of surprising here. The main thing that really shocked me the first time that I cleared this was how much healing Pyxniel actually does with her continuous heal. So she's not completely useless like most people would have you believe, but I don't think I have any books on her at all. She's not really a legendary that I really took any steps to build other than putting some gear on her for this. She was just one of my, better high elves that I had available. So I honestly just threw her in here on this one and kind of just wanted to see what would happen. And they wound up completing it the first time, so I was kind of impressed with that. Battle Sage coming in here with almost 2 million damage. She was pretty much the only damage dealer in this composition, despite being a support champion. Apothecary did okay, 521,000, but he's really just there for speed boosting and for heals. But we kind of went with the double cleanse, double revive with Reliquary and Battle Sage to kind of carry us through this. And then, of course, we had Pyxniel doing some healing here, and also a little bit of crowd control with her freeze, and then Lysandra, of course, for her turn meter manipulation there, which really kind of helped us out. It was a slow run. It's going to be if you don't have any good damage dealers, which unfortunately in High Elves, I don't really have anyone other than Elaine. And when I tried to run this with her, we didn't make it very far, just because we had to take out one of those support champions. This kind of just goes to show you, even when you're trying to clear some of the harder content, it's not always about doing a bunch of damage. You need a team that can kind of survive, and work well together. So pretty interesting composition, I thought, for doing this. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll take a look at some of these champions. I can kind of show you how I have them built up, just to give you a good idea. We'll take a look at the Great Hall in a minute too to kind of check that out. But you can see here, Lysandra, main thing with her is just accuracy, so she can hit her turn meter reduction and also speed. You kind of want her to be pretty fast here. So she's at 219, which is nothing special, but on my account, that's pretty good. That makes her one of my faster champions. I'm trying to rebuild her for Arena though, so that she's definitely going to get a lot faster here, especially once I pull Arbiter pretty soon, and she'll become one of my 3v3 Arena leads. But you can see there the debuff accuracy is at 295. That's mainly just to hit that turn meter. I believe that it's on the exhaustion here. Attacks one enemy, fully depletes the target's turn meter. So that's also useful against the Fire Knight. That's the other place that we use her. She's also got this energy ability, so you need accuracy to land those turn meter reductions on both of those there. You can see her gear, we've got 2 speed pieces on her. Really not great speed rolls on either of these. We could replace both of those and probably get her a lot more speed. We did get 1 speed hit on the helmet, which we haven't even rolled up. We got a double speed hit on the gauntlets and the chest plate, which we just went with the best accuracy chest that we had with speed on it. Was basically all we were looking for there. And you can see the boot suffer, didn't even roll those up to 12 either. So got the 1 accuracy set on her and 1 speed set. Ideally, you would want her in perception gear, but when I went to do that, I had already put my best perception pieces pretty much on Madame Sarah. As you can see there, her accuracy is well over 450, so she got pretty much all of those good perception pieces there. Battle Sage we've talked about a million times. I've got her still in the Toxic set from when she's running Clan Boss. I really want to stick her into a stun set when I get a good enough stun set that's got some speed rolls on it, because I think her AoE would be awesome for crowd control. And again, her big things are going to be the cleanse and the increased attack, Nature's Touch, and then also the revive on death buff that she can put on someone for 3 turns. Really good ability here. We don't even have that fully booked out yet. So again, her stats here, you got 181 speed. That's really the only thing on her, is having her go fast. Her crit rate is 80 almost, and then she's got some decent crit damage. Attack is pretty good for her. I mean, 2600 when her base is 980, so she's doing pretty good there. That's why she was able to do so much damage for us in that faction crypt. Keep going down here, let's find our Reliquary Tender. And I do have her in a Relentless set. Again, on her, the gear is not fully rolled up. We do have her in broken speed boots, and also this chest piece, which had 1 speed roll. It's been a while since I put gear on her. You can see here we haven't even rolled up her accessories. Kind of went with accuracy just to get her attack down to apply as much as possible, even though her accuracy is only 90. Again, we have not really done much with her. That's kind of a good indication of how good she is as a champion, even with crap gear. She's got really good HP here, but speed is terrible, her accuracy is terrible, her attack and defense aren't great either, but you can see just how much value she still brings to the table. This is a champion, like I said, I put her in the Relentless set just to get her extra attacks and get those cooldowns back quicker, but you know, it's been a while since we put gear on her. It's been a while since we looked at her, so you can kind of see there. And I don't think, yeah, she doesn't even have her masteries done yet. That's one thing I did forget to look at on everybody else here. I think Battle Sage, yeah, obviously she is done because we were using her in Clan Boss, and I think Lysandra is also fully mastered here. We went in defense and support tree on her because I don't really want her for anything other than to survive and do her turn meter reduction. Mainly built her for Fire Knight, and then we're going to move her into Arena at some point as well. Okay, let's get back over here. Did I lose? Yeah, I lost my place here. Let's find, where is there he is. So here's Apothecary, and he is also built for Clan Boss. I was using him very early on in Clan Boss, so that's why his masteries are taken down there to War Master. Again, he's just in there for the healing and the speed boosting. When you take a look at his stats here, really the only thing on him is the speed of 214. That's really all we were concerned about, other than his survivability. So he's another champion I have not built in a long time. Once I got Raglan on this account, he kind of became irrelevant for me, so I haven't really revisited his gear in a while, but he was at 214 speed. If I was going to rebuild him, I'd try to make him faster. I'd also give him better defense and HP just to make him able to survive. Crit chance, also you want it to be as close to 100 as possible, so that he can crit on his heals. That's one of the things that a lot of people forget about him, is he can crit on his heals and heal for a lot more. But again, he's in lifesteal. Actually, he's not anymore. He used to be. I'm trying to see what these gloves are. Attack. That's interesting. I think I'll probably just put those on there because they got a double speed roll. But yeah, his gear again is kind of, it's another champion I haven't touched in a long time. So it kind of gives you an indication that even if you don't have, you know, amazing gear on these guys, you can still do fairly well on these faction wars. And lastly, we have Pyxniel, who again is a legendary most people aren't big fans of. And let's see, I don't think I've put any books in her at all. That's the biggest reason with her, is she takes like 18 books to fully book. It's crazy. And even on her passive, it takes books. So not someone I'm really going to invest in, although I did do her masteries just to give her a little bit of extra push into the faction wars. And when I was testing her out initially to see if she was any decent, so I did go down the attack tree and also a little bit in the support tree there to kind of give her a little bit more punch. And you can see here we haven't even finished her ascension yet. We do have a couple of 16 roll gear pieces here. Again, she's just in a perception set here with the speed boots and the attack chest. And we've got crit rate gloves on her. We've got speed. Yeah, I think we were just trying to build her for speed for the most part to make her go pretty quick. And you can see here, speed 186, 211 on the accuracy. You know, nothing special here with her. We just kind of threw her in some gear to make her viable, that, you know, she wouldn't just fall over. And like I said, really surprising on this ability right here, Grip of Winter. 60% increased defense buff and 15% continuous heal for 2 turns. You saw there, she did over 1 million healing. She was right on par with Reliquary Tender. So this is actually a really good ability, I think, on her. And came in handy big time there in the faction wars there for the High Elves. The other thing with her too is I use her a lot in the Ice Golem and against the Frost Spider in the Doom Tower. So she does have some utility. She's not a completely useless legendary, but just not someone you really want to invest books in. It just takes so many books to actually build her up. So all right, let's take one last stop here because you guys know I don't like it when people don't disclose this stuff. Here is the Great Hall, so you can kind of see where my Great Hall is for most of the champions we were using there. Void and Magic, I believe everyone. Yeah, actually no, Lysandra's Spirit. So you can kind of see here, Spirit's kind of lacking for me. Magic is got my highest accuracy, but nothing here is all that spectacular. And then my Rita bonus is obviously here on the right. So you can kind of see there how the Great Hall contributes as well to the individual stats for each champion there. So anyways, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything you saw with the High Elves Faction Wars 21 clear, feel free to leave it down below, and I'll do my best to answer those. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again next time.